Hey guys, it's Chris Senior back from CNH Small again for another informative service and review video. This is a callback review video. We had a guy here about a month ago. He brought his machine over and he wanted a tune-up done. Plus, he also used his machine for commercial applications as well too. And he brought over some wheels he's wanted us install. And I said no. I said okay, no problem. We'll do that. No worry about that. We'll put them on for about $5, and we put them on for him, and he didn't want anything else done because he claims the machine was running fine for him and stuff like that up to this point. And we did the work that he requested. However, he called back here I think about 3 or 4 days ago, claiming the machine did not want to drive again. And he brought it back over here, and we took a look at it for free. And what we found out was the actual wheels he gave us right here. I'll show you the wheels we actually took off, and the new parts that we actually put on here a couple days back are completely different. And the new wheels they have currently are what you call an upgraded version of the old one, because this machine he has is a 2009, and I believe they switched to the newer design, which is in front of me right here. For that, they have new they have new upgraded wheels. They actually have a metal gear in here, as you see right here. Here's the old one right here. I'll show you what it looks like right here. This is the original one that actually came from the machine here, and I'll show you why I have the actual gears out here as well too. What happened was this guy was using this machine quite heavily over here, and unfortunately he called us back and he was claiming the machine was not driving again, as I said before. And we found out the gears are getting all chewed up on here. You can see right, these things, they're getting all chewed up on the edges right here. It's completely flattening down along the whole pieces all along here. You can see that it's getting completely chopped up on here, and that's what happens is whenever you have a metal gear going up against the actual plastic right here, as you see right here. And what happens is if the alignment is off even by a small amount, it's going to be digging into the external portion of the actual teeth right here, and you can see the teeth are actually worn down. They should be a nice clear shape on here, and I'd say the majority of them are all worn down, at least partially, on there for that. And that's one of the drawbacks to having plastic gear meshed up against a metal pinion gear coming off your transmission right here for that. And the other thing is, we found out after he brought it back that we were unaware of, because all he told me was he's one that had the wheels swapped out, and that was all he wanted done. So we do what the customer does over here. And he called us back, and as I said before, we had the wheels all chewed up right here for the gearing on there. And I did some searching online, and they do offer upgraded repair kits for these things, because I guess they come up with a better design specifically for the machines. And the upgraded portion is they have a metal gear with a little bit of a bevel angled right here, and to go with that is they have a metal gear right here as well too. You have this metal gear on the actual inner portion of the wheel, and this thing also has a different part, I believe, here. Let me see if I can get this thing side by side here for you guys. Hold on. Here we go. Let me see this. Let me step out of the way here. Sorry about that. Okay. Here's what it looks like side by side. You'll notice that the one gear here is just a little bit thicker on here. The plastic one right here is a little bit thicker, and the metal one is a lot thinner right here as well too. It's probably about I'd say about 1/3 the size right here. So you got size-wise, it's actually thinner than the plastic one right here as well too. Plus, we also found out through the investigation that his bearings were also shot on each side of the machine. Hence the reason why we actually didn't do a thorough diagnosing of the problem he was having, because all he wanted to do was just have the parts for the actual wheel just swapped out, and he did not want anything else done as per the order. And we found out the bearings are getting extremely rough down inside here. And they also have a pressed-in bushing, which they have, you probably can't really see it. I could probably try to show it to you, but they have black pressed-in bushing inside here. And what this bearing and bushing assembly does is it keeps the alignment for your actual wheel on the machine here. See, your bolt right here for your actual wheel bolts in right here. Then you have your gearing right here, comes off here. And then if this thing can be moved up and down even a small amount, it's going to affect the alignment from where actually meshing against the actual teeth of the gearing. So whenever this thing is brand new and you have the gearing in perfect alignment on here, these two pieces right here, the gear from the pinion right here and the gear from the actual wheel right here, will mesh in perfect synchronous harmony right there. If the alignment gets out of whack for any reason whatsoever, it's usually caused because of the actual bearing assembly right here is completely shot. As before, they have a black plastic sleeve inside here. It's an insert, and this one is basically worn almost completely out of here right for this one. And the actual bearing here, it's wobbling around. It's a little bit inside the actual housing, and that little bit movement up and down, side to side, will affect the actual pinion angle from where it's actually contacting with the pinion to the actual drive wheel gear for that. So anytime you do a job here, replacing your rear wheels on here, if you have a plastic gear, as this one has right here, this is the original equipment, because that's what the guy claims. He told me, because he didn't use it for a few years, and he started using it for grass cutting for commercial usage. So he started using it quite heavily from that point on. That's why the actual wheels burn up pretty quick on her for that, and that's why he brought it back immediately after. I think it was about a month. I think it was. And that's the end result. So they do offer upgraded kits on here. I'll put a link at the bottom of the page. It's actually a guy on eBay I buy a lot of my supplies from. It's actually cheaper to buy like a whole kit. The guy sells a whole kit online. You buy the upgrade wheels, you buy the bearing and the actual insert assembly, and also the actual gear upgrade, beveled gear right here as well too, because the upgrade gear, if you look at here side by side, I'll put right next to it here. So these are the two gears right here. This is the new upgraded one, and here's the old one that's meant for the plastic gear right here for that. So that's what they look like side by side. And I definitely do recommend upgrading the actual wheels and the gearing and the bearings as well too. So that's one lesson we learned over here the hard way. Unfortunately, the customer didn't want to have anything else diagnosed on a machine. That's why we had to go ahead and order parts additional for the job. So anytime you see a job that comes in here that has basically chewed up gearing right there and stuff like that on the actual plastic portion, it's going to take a more in-depth result to have the machine looked at and stuff like that, because more likely the alignment for the actual pinion coming off the transmission here will be off slightly because of your bearings right here. Your bearings, we replaced, I'd say over the years, we did a bearing job on so many jobs, I'd say maybe about 4 or 5 times, but unfortunately this past last time the customer didn't want nothing else done, so we said, okay, hey, we'll just do with that and go from there for that. So just remember that anytime you got plastic wheels with a plastic gear on here, always check for any kind of play, horizontal or vertical on here. As I said before, if you can pull this bearing up and down, sideways like that, the whole bearing assembly is going to have to be replaced in here. That's what this is right here, for proper alignment of the machine's bearing right here, and to the contact to the actual wheels right here as well too, guys. So I'll put a link at the bottom of the page, the guy's email page, or at the actual eBay page. It has the whole kit you can buy specifically for this one machine right here for that. So I'll see you guys, and have a nice day.